Hello, everyone. As I know we're live, my name is Stephanie, and I am Cuban. I am the creator behind Stephanie Creates Blank, and I create tons of things. So that's why I just put blank. And you could find me at uh, Facebook and Instagram at Stephanie Creates Blank, and I have a website. It's www.stephaniecreatesblank.com, or you can email me at stephaniecreatesblank@gmail.com. I'm so glad it worked out that way. I'm a military veteran, mom of four, and a cat. My kids don't like when I leave out the cat. And I love coffee, I love food, cats, and I'm very happy to be here with you today.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us. So coffee, cats, and is there anything else that you enjoy that starts with a C?
Chocolate I do.
Chocolates. Yes. Yes. Can I tell you that I recently got back into eating sweets? And although I don't like dairy, I had like a chocolate biscuit for the first time in years. And when I took that first bite, I swear to you, Stephanie, it was like I ascended to heaven. I was like, this must be what they talked about in the Bible, right? All these different religions. It was like, this is what it is. It's heaven in a snack. So you're a military veteran. So tell us about that experience and how was that? And how did you get started?
I grew up in a small town, and I needed a job. So after I graduated, I joined the military because my small town had too many people and jobs. The military gave me the ability to stand on my own 2 feet. I did not have a pleasant experience in the military, but despite everything that I did go through, I would do it again because it made me the person I am today. And I traveled. I love to travel. It took me to Hawaii. It took me to Louisiana, Maryland, DC. I did do a deployment to Iraq. And my husband's in the military too. So we're currently here in Texas.
Perfect. I know here in Canada, I used to, in my teens, because I'm in my 30s now, I joined cadets and it made me truly respect and appreciate discipline. Um, I know that there's like that joke where, at least here anyways, where people said, well, one of the things you learn in the military is you always have to make your bed. You don't leave until you make your
Yeah.
bed, right? And I didn't realize how much of a big deal it was until my sergeant's like, you guys made your bed, and the way you make your bed in the military is far different than what my parents told me as a kid. You just pull the blankets and whatever underneath there, don't even look. But this way, it has to be a certain way they do it, has to be a certain pattern. So how long were you in the military for? And how much of what you learned in the military did you apply to your everyday life afterwards?
Just under 6 years. Um, I'm gonna throw out a shout out to Woven because until I met that group, I was hiding the fact that I was a I was a military veteran because I did not want to talk about it. Um, what did I do? It taught me a lot of things and a lot of jokes and sick humor. One of the jokes I say is like I have, and I don't like to use this. I forgot the word, but I don't like to use the experience of hurry up and waiting, but I can wait all day if we need to. Dress right, dress. I like things in a certain order, but not everything. The bed making, I don't do the bed making anymore. My blanket's just thrown on the bed. Timely. I like to be on time. I was a few minutes early to our interview this morning, so I was really glad that you had a waiting room set up. And planning, I like to plan. We have a 30, 60, 90-day calendar outlook, and it's really transferred over well with my life as a mom, especially with 4 kids and trying to keep up my schedule, my husband's schedule, and my 4 children. I mean, I know I can control that schedule to a certain extent, but that's a lot of people to organize. So I have a calendar here. You can see my cat calendar. And then like 2 feet over, I have another calendar.
One thing I learned is I downloaded an app called Google Calendar, and it made me realize that my life is so organized, right? It's like, okay, to your point, it's 30, 60, 90 days. I even give myself alerts in the calendar. So for this interview, it said, okay, you have interviewed Stephanie 3 days. If you interviewed Stephanie 2 days, 1 day, 2 hours, 1 hour. And I'm like, how can you not be on time when you're that organized? And for you, because I don't have any children, I know that you're a parent, your wife, and you wear these different hats and you have 4 kids, all still very young, like under the age of 11. How's the experience as a mother navigating motherhood as you do it with 4 children?
It definitely keeps my hands full. My heart is full. But motherhood is a journey, and I call life an adventure now because of the structure that I was so used to having, and with 4 kids, just with kids in general, you just want everything to go this way, and it doesn't. So I'm hoping that the bribe with the ice cream after this interview will keep most of them okay. I can see my little one; he's eating his yogurt, and he's fine watching his movie. But I forgot your question.
No, just how's your experience as a
Oh,
mother going forward now?
I try to look at it now with just a viewpoint of life's an adventure, and I loosely plan things now. So yes, we're just talking about my 30, 60, 90-day calendar out, but I don't like the first 2 children, I jam-packed my days. And then after my last 2 children, I was like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not like time blocking my entire life. And it makes it fun and stressful sometimes, but that's life with or without kids. It's one thing after another. And I really look at it as an adventure because it makes my brain feel better. Like if I look at it with the curiosity of where is this going, it doesn't stress me out as much.
I could imagine that it's probably a different experience being a mother now versus, let's say, if you decided to be one when you're still in active duty.
Oh, very
And
much so.
do you take some of what you've learned and applied it to how you navigate, as you mentioned, this journey into motherhood
Um,
and throughout it?
when I think I more advocate for others now and women because, and as an active duty spouse, active duty military, it was dual military at the time with me and my ex. Um, my child was being raised by a babysitter, and my family would be like, how can you do that? How can you wake up and just let someone else watch your kid? And I'm like, well, I'm serving in the military. One, I don't really have a choice unless I want to lose my job. And I like my job. I don't ever want to go back to where I was. So I was okay with that. And then I had my second one, and some family members were, one, they were like, when are you going to give your child a sibling? And I'm like, I'm not ready for a sibling. And then sibling happened, and oh, you're going to go back to work. What are you going to do? And I was just like, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to let my babysitter watch my child during working hours, and then I'm going to take care of my family. It didn't stop. My military job or career didn't stop, and my life as a mother didn't stop. You had to find a way to make it both work. And I had the opportunity to leave the military with the drawdown, and I took it because my career in the military was not healthy for me. And I was like, there's got to be more to life. And then I was met with, oh my goodness, you're going to get out of the military. What are you going to do? How are you going to support your family? And I'm like, I cannot win if I do this way or do that way. So I learned quickly to do what works for me and my family. And I don't judge. I mean, I want to know that you're safe and your kids are safe, but I'm not going to judge you. And I think there's a lot of that in parenthood is, if you can't keep your house clean, you don't serve your kids 3 home cooked meals a day, you're somehow failing. But at the end of the day, are you happy? Are you and your kids breathing? Because sometimes, just life gets you. Like, I went out to the craft store with my kids and I was very excited. We're gonna go get some arts and crafts. We're gonna do a little project. And I had 2 flat tires. 2 separate times going to the arts and crafts store. And I was just like, man, this is not fun at all. And my kids are upset. And I was like, hey, love, come on out. First, the first time I was like, just stay in the car. And then the second time I'm like, well, this happened again. Let me take this as a learning opportunity. And I was like, hey, girls, come look at what I'm doing. This is how you change a flat tire. And then, safely go back in the car because it was hot. I burned my hands taking my tire off. I didn't want to be stuck on the side of, I wasn't safely in a parking lot, but I didn't want to be stuck in a parking lot with upset kids. Military definitely gave me the courage and like, I can do it myself. And I'm always like, self-reliant, there's the word. I'm self-reliant on myself. And even though like with increased children, I found out that it's okay to ask for help. So I totally advocate for the new parents. Like, yeah, I might have 4 kids, but if you need help, let me know. You want to shower in quiet? I'll bring over your baby. I'll hold your baby. I'll come over if you don't mind my toddler coming around. I'll come over, watch your babies. You can take 15 minutes and take a shower. Definitely military mom and not military mom are 2 different moms in a sense with just life, how you manage to work around life, because military goes, oh, you got to work today, or, oh, something's taking longer than expected and you can't go home right now. And now as a stay-at-home mom with a side business, I make my work around me. There's always that trying to make the dollar hustle. And I hate the word hustle because I feel like if you work smarter, you don't have to keep running on a hamster wheel. And that's how I associate the hustle, is running on a hamster wheel, and you're just getting tired and then you hop off the wheel. So I use my calendars. I fill in, important dates for my family, and I make time for that, for them around, like not them, but I make time for work around my family. And when I speak to clients, I'm like, hey, I have got 4 kids. And if you're okay with, things taking a little longer, I promise you, I will get what you need done. My goal is to have everything done within 2 weeks, 21 days max. But I've got 4 kids. One of them can come home sick. One of them can get, just wake up sick. And I'm just like, well, the cooties are going to go around my house now. Like, mom hat, can't do all that work that I planned. So
the parents are probably out there. It
It
does, because the parents are probably out there. I can have a shower in silence. I can have 10, 15 minutes. They're about to bombard Stephanie's house right now, drop off their children, and some may not even come back. Let's be very honest, right?
I want friends and like mom friends. I have, some people in our few Facebook groups is like, sorry, I don't want mom friends. I'm like, why? Mom friends are great. You spilled coffee on your shirt. Oh well, your kids are throwing their food. Okay, this is life right now. It will change. Move on. Let's have a conversation. Like, there's a meme with like Ryan Reynolds, and he's like talking and the world is blowing up behind him. That's how I feel like motherhood is sometimes. And I just have extra kids to take care of. I think it gives me a unique perspective on just, okay, you woke up, you had a flat tire, you had to change your tire. You forgot that you got to get gas. Your plan has all shifted over and now you're late. Well, I'm glad that you are here and we are sharing our space together. That's it.
For those who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and my website, please stay tuned, subscribe, and share this incredible interview with my new best friend, Stephanie. And we will be back for more.